Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LCK Spring 2025.
Yep. Dudu probably should know that there's a likely jungler towards his bottom side, as he's going to have to leap strike his way over, and alright, that'll do it. He's just fine.
Nice timing on that.
Yep, I guess he just knew that he wasn't in any danger as the Ignite already down onto Gumayushi. He's going to flash. This dive is dangerous, but still able to pick it up. Life just deciding that he's going to have to sacrifice himself as Carrier gets another kill, and Berserker not going to be able to challenge him for that one. So that he is having a lot of success on. And you also just generally get outranged as the Rise.
Yeah. And
in this matchup anyway, so it's just a bit of a rough one.
Not respecting, but Pyosik is going to come over here.
Yeah, there's the flash in, as I don't know about the angle on the stun. The gravity field's fantastic there as well. And Faker going to have to flash because there is a shattering strike coming on over, and Pyosik gets his second of the game.
All right, maybe it was good that Viego got the kill.
Nicely, Life, of course, his position fantastic there, but T1's still going to be able to get themselves the first dragon of the game. And next one going to be a Chemtex.
They have full control over this pit. Faker doesn't have his flash. I don't think he's going to come down. They're going to look for a bottom play here instead on the Dudu.
Yeah, the Gnar stun into the turret, and Dudu does manage to at least get the counter-strike back as he throws down the ulti. Doran will need to pick up turret aggro, but I think that was a level up for Dudu. Look at him, eating through these cookies, feeling a whole lot better, but still, he's going to get taken down. Nice little huff to get Doran out of there, and it was a good attempt.
Yeah, it was nicely played there from Dudu. Really nice flash timing. Bought a lot of time, but now they need to make something happen here top side. If he's left alone in the side lane, just ask BDD.
Deadly Flourish coming on down here as Gumayushi with a lot of damage onto Berserker, and now the curtains have been called. Let's see how the do-si-do goes here for Berserker as Solar Flare goes wide. That's a lot of ultis going in directions that they didn't really want to go, but still, that is a lot of pressure onto the DN Freecs 80 carry. Doran still realizing that things are a little bit difficult here in the 1v1 as there's the Magnet Storm. He tries to get himself out. Heartbreaker comes forward. There is the Grand Skyfall, and Dudu goes down once again. Doran is still alive, and Pyosik's on the wrong side of the map. A disastrous dive attempt here as Gumayushi down towards the bottom side, and the Wallop will take down the Rel. And things are going wrong a little earlier this time around for the DN Freecs.
Yeah, this time, similarly to the top dive, they looked for the turret is their worst enemy, and Doran just is totally fine up there. And unlike the last time, they don't end up finding any success with their plays. Pungyan is now also 100% dead.
Yeah, the Realm Warp, an immediate Chaos Storm interruption as Pungyan realizes that he may as well try and clear the wave. And he does do that. He is surviving for quite some time, but that's another gravity field actually in the same little skirmish.
Yeah.
Kind of cute. Dudu down towards his bottom side will be out from Doran. And he just wants to finish this one off, but there is no wave, so he takes a turret shot for fun. And Carrier, he's going to turn up. Solar Flare doesn't connect. The Rel is in the area, but Dudu is still going down incredibly low. Good shattering strike there just to get him out. But now Pungyan having to deal with some attention on the top side as the stun comes through, and Pyosik not going to be here in time. Just elects to get himself stunned as they take down the Rise yet again.
And that's feats of strength with the turret going down. It's such a frustrating game to play out here, as it looks like DNF will at least get this dragon back, trade it for a 1-for-1. We'll see what the soul is, as it's not going to be Chemtech 2 games in a row, so at least that's a thumbs up for me, but...
Yep, it's going to be a mountain soul.
Okay.
But Faker's going to be taking down this outer turret. I mean, this is 6 grubs for DNF. And they're losing structures all over the map. It's going to be an honest 5v5 as Faker makes his way down. Boomerang value actually quite high there as the Black Magnet Storm comes in from Live. They're going to see whether they can get the first kill in this fight. It's so important. The transformation is fantastic, but the first kill, it was T1's, and they line it up with a couple more as well. Now the curtains are being called. The Grand Starfall comes down, and Berserker, I don't think he's winning this battle against Owner, as Owner may actually get taken out here as Pungyan's over the wall, but instead he just flashes his way out of there. And T1, they only sacrifice Doran and they take everything.
Yeah, Doran also played the fight out incredibly well. You mentioned the transformation and tanked so much in the early part of the fight. No resets for Pyosik, no angle to pop off on this Viego. And that's a Herald getting a charge here in mid, and they're looking for even more.
Yeah, Life. Underneath this turret, they do manage to get the secondary charge from Shelly before she does go down, as Pungyan desperately trying to deal with the wave. He does manage to do that as Faker takes
very split.
They really are. They just need to find something, some form of fight, even if they don't manage to deny this. As the Shattering Strike comes down, Doran's their target. They throw Pyosik just towards the rest of the team. And Ona just left there to deal with this Otacon. Very happily does so because he's under no threat as...
Away in. And then they take the Otacon and walk away. It was just, you know, it was not that interesting in terms of the actual fight breaking out and kills going over, but
the map. And nothing that Pyosik could do, no angle to be found there. And in fact, he's able to stop these backs with that Crush Gnar combo. Now the Starfall comes in.
Isolated.
Not going to be able to save this Rise, who had his flash removed earlier on. So that is just a very, very dead bald blue guy.
You see the, you know, preemptive angles there. You know, Doran stops the backs, so it looks like, oh, a bit of a whiff there from Doran. No, not true. He stops the backs, and then they have the Starfall follow-up. They isolate the Rise and take him out. As Duda will pick up some bounty gold here in the first turret of the game for them, but it's in trade for an inner. And T1, I don't think, are feeling too bad about it. With 6 grubs, though, Duda, if he gets enough time, might be able to take out a second one here.
Yeah,
if Faker's going to go respond.
If we disable the minimap of T1, then maybe, if Dudu is ignored for long enough, he can get a wave towards the Nexus.
Faker just comes over and says, well, that's the only turret you're going to take. And, okay.
Well, Owner has found life, but there is Life's kind of into that, as Berserker just going to throw a bunch of autos into... okay, does he just win this? Oh god, Owner is so scary. There is 990 gold going over to Pyosik once again as the Deadly Flourish comes down. Carrier could be dead. The resets are starting to come in, but perhaps the curtains have now been called. Dudu going to soak one of them. Pyosik soaks another as he heartbreaks his way out. So that's all they're going to get.
Ult, so he might get interested.
Yeah. Flash is back up here for Pungyan as Doran taking a lot of damage. Zenith Blade doesn't quite connect there as Carrier's the one tanking, but Pungyan's still dead. Oh dear, the wallets be heavy.
They certainly do, and with a very easy to set up follow-up there with the Leona tanking the turret. It's just as simple as that. And now Doran does have TP if he had to join this Baron fight. I don't think he's that interested though. I think he just wants to push this bottom wave in and start to then threaten there. As Life and Pyosik do show up, but it might be too late. Faker pulls off 4K on the Baron, and I just don't think there's any in here.
Nope, and Pyosik just backs away. They see the Chaos Storm, as we also defend here as Pyosik as well, looking to try and put out fires where he can. It's a 4,000 gold lead in that top lane. As T1 look to siege this one out with their new Baron that they've put together. The Shattering Strike comes down once again. It's a very aggressive dive from Ona, who may actually get taken out here as Pyosik comes in. They do manage to get the kill on the Pantheon. The resets are starting to come in as Gumayusi could be in trouble. Pyosik is kind of scary, but it's Faker going absolute god mode here in the backline. Life going to be taken out. The Death Ray, my god, combined with the curtain call. T1 just say, yes, you do have a Viego, but unfortunately it's not enough.
He's dead now.
Through a team fight.
Yep, and T1 with this wave coming through should be able to slowly end this game. Berserker looking for the outplay.
Oh, does not get it. That's going to be another 300 over to Doran. Pungyan does manage to get that, but it is a very swift execution here by Gumayusi. And T1, 2-0 over the DN Freecs, and unfortunately, 3 games. The entire round robin, and unfortunately none of them were in the same series.